And that was a terrible play I just did in that game. Wow, okay. Apparently that's what we're doing. We're just gonna do terrible shit. Why not? Why not? Let's just fill the field with it so I can start from scratch at a point. Hello and welcome to Blockbuster Reviews. If you've never seen one, basically it is where I play a single game of chill marathon on Tetris Effect and try and talk about a film and review it. Basically no spoilers until line 50, and I only have until the blocks reach the top or I get 150 lines to talk about the film. Now, I try to find something thematic with the film. There's one that makes perfect sense, and then there's another one, forgetting what it was called. Now, let's try this one. So, Uncut Gems, an awesome film made by the Safdie brothers, who, you know, they made a good movie. I don't really know how to start it. I don't remember the character names. I can only really refer to it as the one person, or the people whose names I know. I know Adam Sandler. I know Kevin Garnett. I know, I believe it's Lakeith Stanfield. The lady from Frozen, whose name I do not want to ruin like John Travolta, so I won't. And it's about Adam Sandler's character, who's a jeweler in New York City, trying to get out from under on some money he owns to a loan shark. And how he's doing it is basically playing everybody in town. He's got pawn guys, he's got other jewelers, he's got bookies, he's got other people that he's borrowing money from, and he's also betting with money that was supposed to go to other people. And really, the story of the film is about this. I mean, what makes it different than any other part of this guy's day is he has in his possession, or he does for a moment, basically a uncut opal, I guess is what it's called, which is the stuff that they cut the diamonds out of, and it's not treated yet. I mean, I don't know anything about being a jeweler, I don't know the rules, but essentially he has this thing that he believes is worth like millions of dollars, and he has a client come in, and it's a big name client. It's Kevin Garnett, who is a pretty big name if you know who that is in the world of basketball, and that's actually what he bets on, so he's more than excited to have Kevin Garnett in the building, and even allows him to borrow, which this part made no sense to me, allows him to borrow the opal for the night, for the game that he has, I believe, in Philadelphia, and then bets on that game, believing that Kevin Garnett, through some sort of psychological power over himself, believing that the opal gives him power, will actually be successful, and weirdly it does, and it does work. And that was a terrible play I just did in that game. Wow, okay, apparently that's what we're doing. We're just gonna do terrible shit. Why not? Why not? Let's just fill the field with it so I can start from scratch at a point. And the film, the reason it's on the map is because of Adam Sandler's performance as this character, who really just takes everything from bad to worse at every possible moment of the film. His life seems to be crumbling around him, and yet he is trying to make it work by just taking the long shot bet. He is cheating on his wife. We're past 50. We're past 50 lines. I'm gonna just spoil the fuck out of it. He's cheating on his wife with, like, this young chick who makes out with The Weeknd, and then he leaves her and tells her to get out of the apartment that he pays for. It's... Someone described it as Anxiety the movie, and that's really what it is. I did not know what I expected from the film. I didn't get what I expected, but I wasn't disappointed. It really is about Adam Sandler's character and not much else. It's about a guy who really doesn't understand how big his gambling problem is, where he looks at $10,000 when all he needs is $10,000 to prevent him from getting beat up by a large group of men. He looks at that money and goes, yeah, but I could make $1 million and change with your money, and they just want their money right now. It's a person that... And there's people like this, and it's one of the reasons I don't understand gambling. That's another thing that really highlighted this film for me on a personal level. I don't understand how a person looks at money they currently have, and they can only think about the money they could have on the risk of the money that's in front of them. To me, it's like, hey, that money in front of me, that's tangible. That's right here. I'm not gonna risk what I have tangibly for just the thought of something greater, when really it could just, and more times than not it seems, just ends up taking away what's in front of me to give me garbage, just like that play right there. My goodness. That's why I'm very conservative in my Tetris play. It's also a movie, and this, I mean, I think this speaks to the directors. It's very grounded. It takes place in New York. His family seems real, like his... Because a movie like this, where like, oh, the character's larger than life. Oh, it's Adam Sandler. He's gonna like, it's gonna run away from them. Adam Sandler's also the guy that played a man and a woman as brother and sister. I mean, but it really is more about the realism of watching this man fall apart. And by the end of the story, where he has men he owes thousands of dollars to locked up in his store watching a basketball game, where a series of things need to go exactly right for them to win, I don't remember, like a couple $1 million, and he gets his... They get their money and extra if this happens, or they get nothing. And they have to sit there behind this bulletproof glass watching it happen. And when it comes out that, you know, his bet won, and his girlfriend is holding the money and the bet at the casino, is just waiting for the call, they straight murder his ass. The whole movie is him doing all these loops, getting his family involved. Like, these guys that he owes money to, they show up at his kid's, like, recital and, like, strip him naked and leave him in his own car in the trunk. Crazy shit like that is happening. And he seems like he's... Like, I think that's the point of the movie, where you're like, oh, this is what makes it different than any other day for him. It seems like he's maybe turning it around. He might start to understand exactly what he's doing to his family and the people around him. And he reaches out to his wife, who basically says, you can fucking kiss my ass. We're getting a divorce. We're only together right now for the kids. But, like, it's great. I mean, I don't really know how to even end this as I get to the last couple lines. It's a good one watch. I don't think it's a movie that I could watch repeatedly. I don't think it's gonna be a movie that I don't think it's even gonna be a movie that I buy, because, I mean, I don't see it being something that I put on to, like, enjoy myself and enjoy a movie. It's not a Big Lebowski. It's not a Uncut Gems is no Point Break. That makes no sense. But it's fuck, that really fucked it over. it's worth your time, and it's worth a watch. Even though it is not even close to what I expected, I did enjoy myself watching it, and I think Adam Sandler, you know, he did deserve the awards he got. I don't think he deserved to be snubbed by the Oscars. I think he did as good a job as Joaquin Phoenix did in Joker, but that's just my opinion at least. Oh wow. Right now, I'm on the last line. There we go. Uncut Gems. Go see it. I did not give a great analysis of it. I already know. But go see it. Give it a shot.